This is Dome Keeper for Windows PC, developed by Bip and Bits and released in 2022. Coming out of the gates, I want to point out that this game plays fantastic on a Steam Deck. I've been playing it in bed at night over the past few weeks, and I love what we have here. We have a sort of tower defense resource gathering game, basically. You crash your ship, or your dome, into an alien planet, and then you're off racing against the clock trying to survive. At first, the end game is just to unearth a relic and bring it back to your base, but after you start winning games, you get unlocks. So eventually you can change the end game a little bit if you want to play a different type. But I think the most basic style to play is just to find the relic. That's what I tend to play most. So you first crash into a planet, and then basically after a few minutes, your dome is going to be attacked by the local alien life. The enemies come in waves, and as you would figure, the longer you play, the more monsters are going to arrive, and the more difficult it's going to be to get through that wave. You usually defend your dome by sitting in your pilot chair, and you control your weapons. That weapon is usually just a laser, and hopefully you're going to survive. When you're not being attacked, you're going to race off and dive into the planet. You're going to be drilling tunnels, searching for resources, and trying to drag them all back to your dome. We have 3 basic resources here. We have iron, water, and cobalt. They're all used to upgrade. Your character has 3 basic upgrade areas that are going to help you with mining. First, your drill. Not all stone in the mine is going to be easily broken, so you need to upgrade your mining ability with your drill. It's very useful. You can also upgrade how fast you fly around the tunnels, and you can also improve how many resources you can carry at once. You also use resources to upgrade your dome, and that's what you need if you want to fend off alien hordes. You can strengthen your dome's hit points, you can make your shield tougher, you can upgrade your weapons, and you can also upgrade usually whatever dome attachments you might have found along the way. They're all important on one level or another to improve your ability to survive, and you're not always going to have enough resources to get everything, so you're going to learn to pick and choose. The gameplay is basically a race, and that's you trying to best upgrade your defense and your mining capabilities before the next wave of aliens comes along to kill you. You're always running back and forth into the maze, and it's a maze as you dig. It would be really simple, but it always turns out to be a complete mess. And you're always trying to maximize your efforts along the way. So if you find a cache and you don't have a lot of time left, you got to make a decision. If you pick up a little too much, it's going to slow you down racing back to the dome, but you might just have enough time to make it back if you want those extra resources. You're constantly looking at the clock, trying to make the most out of the time in between the waves. And of course, depending on the size of the map you're playing, what I like about this game is you can finish it. I love having an experience that I can play for, I don't know, maybe an hour, and then it's over. I get a complete experience. I love that. You can put the game down and feel good about it. I'm also impressed with how basic this game sort of is at its core, but they've managed to get complexity mixed within it. We have a finite mine. There are only 3 resources to collect, and you know that you're going to get waves attacking you. Pretty basic. But still, there are upgrade paths that you can pursue, and you can find different technology upgrades in the middle of a map. If you find one, you bring it back to the base, and it'll give you an option to choose what it is. You can get a stronger shield maybe, or maybe a weapon for your shield. Maybe you can get a teleporter or some sort of an automated drilling mechanism. Whatever it is, it usually changes the tactics on how you're going to approach the rest of the game. That's impressive. The aliens in this game, they're these little high-contrast monsters that just run at you from the left and right of the map. Some of them run up to hit your dome directly, and others are going to just throw things at you from a distance, or maybe shoot energy. They're all different sizes and speeds, and there are ones that fly as well. You're going to get used to how tough the different species are over time, and you'll figure out which ones are a little more problematic than others. That will affect your tactics as you approach a battle. Overall, the fights are a lot of fun, especially when you're able to upgrade your weapons and shields enough to get through the tougher hordes later in the game. Now, as you continue to win games, what's also great is you unlock different settings in the start menu. You can select a different map size, and that kind of determines how long the game is going to be. As you would imagine, the largest map has the most terrain to explore, and that relic could be buried anywhere, and it could be really deep. We also got this clever pixel style that I really like, and you really don't have much to learn in regard to handling. It plays great in the Steam Deck, and when I play it on a TV, I'm using an Xbox controller. It works great. There are really only a few buttons you're going to utilize, so there's not a huge learning curve in that respect. I think for the most part, this is one of those games where you can pick up a controller and just go. There are also more unlocks than I would have expected. Every run that you win, especially early on, it lets you select from a list of different things to unlock. It could be an in-game item, it could be just a gameplay variable. It's not like you beat this game twice and you've unlocked everything. I keep seeing new unlocks, and I think I'm 20 to 30 games in. I was also happy to see you can unlock a monsterless run. It's different. It's sort of a smooth, relaxing sort of a game, I guess, if you just want to wander around a mine. It's fun. It's nothing too difficult. But besides that particular game configuration, Dome Keeper in the other gameplay modes, it really just works to keep you on the edge of your seat. It is a constant race against time. You are trying to find just enough resources between the alien waves so you don't get crushed when they arrive. And you're not always going to get the type of resources or upgrades that you want. So you're always looking at that clock, and you're always trying to speed along as best you can. In the footage I have for this video, this particular run, I ended up finding a real large amount of iron caches. A lot more than normal. And I upgraded my drill to the most I've ever managed. At this stage, drilling through blocks near the end was like a dream. Because not all blocks are equal in this game. There are going to be times deep in the mines where you're going to be struggling to mine stuff out because the blocks are too dense, but man, I was cutting through stuff like butter. It was great. If you have a Steam Deck, I think you'd find this game particularly fun. It feels really native to that console. It does work great in a big screen, of course. It's pulled a lot of my game time lately. I just think it's great overall. This is really solid. And it's also something I'm pretty sure doesn't cost an arm and a leg, so it should be relatively accessible. I think it's worth it. Well, that's all I have for Dome Keeper today. Thanks for stopping by to take a look, and I hope to catch you on another video.